You're probably watching this because you feel like a fraud right now. You have a massive goal, you have a clear vision, you have things you absolutely know you need to do today. But behind closed doors, you are completely falling apart and you're utterly exhausted from trying to hide it. Everyone talks about consistency like it is this beautiful, aesthetic, perfect thing. They picture waking up at 5 a.m. without hitting snooze, drinking a perfectly blended green juice, journaling in flawless handwriting, crushing an intense 2-hour workout, and conquering the world with a bright, unbreakable smile. But what happens when you can barely force yourself out of bed? What happens when your chest is so incredibly heavy it feels like you are breathing underwater? What happens when your personal life is a complete mess, your heart is shattered, or your mind just will not stop racing? You look at your to-do list and it feels like a towering mountain you have to climb with a broken leg. So, what do? Most people, the gurus and the motivational speakers, tell you to just push through, grind it out, no days off, sleep when you're dead. But when your soul is deeply fractured, that advice doesn't just sound hollow, it sounds completely impossible. It actually makes you feel even more guilty because you feel like you are failing at the one thing that guarantees success: consistency. You skip one day, then 2 days, then a whole week slips by, and suddenly all your hard-earned momentum is dead. You look in the mirror and think, I blew it again. I just do not have what it takes. Have you whispered that to yourself recently? Have you convinced yourself that because you cannot give a perfect 100% right now, you shouldn't give anything at all? You look at your friends and they seem to have it all perfectly together. You scroll through social media and see everyone's glamorous highlight reel, while you're just trying to figure out how to mentally survive the next hour. It is incredibly isolating, isn't it? It makes you feel like you are uniquely broken, like there is a fundamental, unfixable flaw in your wiring. But I need to tell you a secret right now. The people you are constantly comparing yourself to, they are hiding their broken pieces in the dark too. Everyone is fighting a silent, brutal battle you know absolutely nothing about. The difference isn't that highly successful people never fall apart. The difference is exactly how they handle the pieces when they do. Let me stop you from beating yourself up right now, because you have been completely lied to about what consistency actually is. Consistency is not giving 100% every single day. That is a toxic myth sold to you by people who are trying to sell you a shortcut. Real, raw, gritty, human consistency, it is giving whatever you have that specific day. If you wake up and your mental battery is only at 20% and you give that full 20%, congratulations, you just gave 100% of what you had. You won the day. The true art of being consistent when you're falling apart is not about pretending you're perfectly fine. It is not about slapping on a fake smile and toxic positivity. It is about violently lowering the bar so you can actually clear it. It is about radically redefining what a win looks like when you're locked in survival mode. On a great day, your workout might be 2 hours in the gym breaking personal records. But on a day when you are completely falling apart, your workout might be a 10-minute walk around the block while crying silently behind your sunglasses. Do you know what both of those things have in common? You showed up. You did not stay at zero. On a great day, working on your dream means launching a new project and taking 5 sales calls. On a day when you're falling apart, it might mean sitting up in bed to send one single terrifying email, just one, and then going right back to sleep. And listen to me carefully. That one email is a massive victory. that 10-minute walk is an absolute triumph, because the most dangerous number in the entire world is not a low number. It is 0. 0 is where ambitious dreams quietly die. 0 is where the heavy depression wins. 0 is where you completely lose your hard-earned identity. But as long as you put just one tiny point on the board, a 1, a 2, even a 0.5, you are keeping the crucial habit alive. You are keeping the sacred promise to yourself alive. You are proving to your subconscious mind that even when the hurricane is raging outside, you will not abandon yourself. Right now, you are in a harsh season of winter. Everything feels cold, dark, unforgiving, and completely barren. You are just trying to survive the bitter, freezing wind. But what you do not realize is that deep beneath the frozen ground, your roots are growing stronger. The resilient character you are building right now, in this exact messy, tear-filled, agonizing, painful phase, it is going to make you absolutely unstoppable when your spring finally comes. And the spring always comes. I promise you that with every fiber of my being, you will not feel this incredibly broken forever. The heavy, suffocating fog will eventually lift. The scattered pieces of you will slowly start to glue themselves back together, and when that victorious day comes, you are going to look back at this specific chapter of your life. You aren't going to be amazed by the sunny days you felt great and conquered the world. You are going to be in absolute awe of the dark days you felt like you were completely dying inside. But you still took one tiny agonizing step forward anyway. You're going to respect the broken version of you so damn much, because the broken version of you stubbornly refused to quit. The broken version of you laid the heavy bricks for the beautiful castle you're going to live in. So, please stop beating yourself up for not being a flawless superhero today. You do not need to be a superhero. You just need to be someone who absolutely refuses to hit 0. Go wash your face. Take a long, deep breath. Find the smallest, easiest, most ridiculously simple task you can do right now to move the needle. And just do that. Nothing more, nothing less. Forgive yourself for being a flawed human being. Embrace the absolute, chaotic messiness of this current chapter, because your greatest comeback story is being written right now in the pitch dark. And the most beautiful, inspiring part of that entire story is that you never ever stopped walking, even when you were badly limping, even when you were barely crawling, even when you were completely falling apart. So take the next step right now, and if you ever forget that it's perfectly okay to be a mess while you make it, if the heavy pressure to be perfect ever starts to violently crush you again, you know exactly where to return.